You guys, sup, Scottish Duck here once again. Right, yep. Let's talk about the Nintendo Switch, only like a week and a half late or some shit. So, aye, Nintendo Switch. That was a thing, wasn't it, a wee while ago? Everybody made videos on it, didn't they? And here's one here. Yeah, I was very, I could not be arsed, alright? I could not muster the energy to bring myself to make a video on Nintendo NX, because everybody fucking made one, you know? And I get why that is, you know, you want to like get your opinion out and folk want to hear what their favourite YouTubers think about such and such technological reveal that's happened, but understand guys, right, I spend a lot of time on YouTube and I'm subscribed to a lot of folk. It's practically how I get my gaming news these days, you know, I'll browse YouTube and if something big's happened, I typically will find out about a lot of stuff through YouTubers, and when you're subscribed to like, when you see just like 20 plus videos of the same topic, you know, usually with like the word hype in big capital letters, or like over to the side you get a thumbnail sort of like this. You know, it's just like, I get it alright, the Switch is out, it's been revealed, folk want to talk about it, and yeah, that's I was being very smarmy about it. Like, it was very similar to how I felt when E3 happened, you know, like, you just saw all the same news and your subscription feeds got awful cluttered. It was just exhausting to look at, but whatever, we're a week and a half in now, the hype sort of died down, you know, the rumours haven't died down. I thought, like, because you just saw, like, NX rumours up the arse, you know, that was pretty much a meme for a while, but now it's just changed to Switch rumours, you know, that's still gone about constantly. But whatever. Let's talk about the actual console that we saw in the video. So, it's the NX, and we knew from quite a while ago, because of like fairly strong rumours and patents released by Nintendo, that it would be a console and a handheld hybrid, and that's definitely what we've got here. I mean, you've all seen the fucking video, you all know what it is. Yeah, you can put it into a dock and lift it up and poof, you're playing the game right then and there on your wee tablet device, and I think it looks awfully cool, you know? I mean, it's a very Nintendo style gimmick that you typically get, like, but unlike the Wii and the Wii U, you know, this is a gimmick that's sort of like specific to the hardware, you know, like you don't look at this trailer and think, oh yeah, that's gonna like affect how I play a game, you know, because you got that when you were looking at the Wii or the Wii U, you know, you were like, oh, that's how we're gonna play our games now. Alright Nintendo, no bother. And for the most part, Nintendo was obviously quite good at incorporating their unique hardware into their gameplay. But with this one, you just look at it and think, alright, you can pull a screen out of the console itself, right? One thing I probably could see is that maybe there will be a game. Please don't do this, Nintendo. Don't give people something to moan about, right? But there'll probably be a game where you're sitting there playing on the controller, on the telly, and all of a sudden Mario goes into a bonus world or something, and it's like, to play this bonus stage, lift up the tablet version, and you have to play it on that. I can see them doing something like that. Please don't do that. But we'll see anyway, won't we? But yeah, like, obviously the gimmick itself is quite good. I mean, I'm very interested to see how this will pan out, because Nintendo obviously have like their two markets, their console and their handheld, one of which is a lot more profitable than the other for sure, at least now it is. And you've got like the console market, which isn't like too terrible, I'd say, but at the same time it pales in comparison to their handhelds. So the whole objective here is to combine the two. And if I'm not mistaken, right, I've heard this like said in like various interviews and stuff over the years that I've been following gaming news and that companies like console makers like Sony, Microsoft, and even to a greater extent Nintendo, who are solely a game maker, you know, and a few years before them, Sega as well. They make a majority of their money off of software. That's why you hear about all these consoles being sold at a loss and stuff. You know, they get sold at a loss because they're focusing on the software. That's where the money comes from. And if the idea of the NX is to take the massive amount of games that you got for the 3DS and the very few but still very good games that you got for the Wii U, and to have those games come out at the same time for one console, then that could be really good for Nintendo, at least theoretically, because just imagine if you had a console that was could play all 3DS games and all Wii U games, it'd be fucking amazing, and it would be doing really well, considering if you combine those two game platforms, you got gold, pretty much. But will it turn out like that? We don't know yet, so here's hoping. Here's pretty much hoping. No, I guess the only other wee concerns I've got is the battery life for the, when you pull it out the console. I don't know how much I'll really be taking my Switch to places. I mean, mind you, I take my 3DS with me everywhere. I really do, I've been playing loads of RPGs on it and stuff, so I'm hoping that the battery life is decent, That and it's probably a bit too big to be portable as well, but I don't know, maybe there'll be some sort of carry case you can take the ends off it and put them somewhere, I don't know. But probably the real biggest concern that I've got with all this is the power of the system. Now, I'm sure somewhere you can look up specs that have been revealed for this thing. I don't know and I don't care because I just want to see it in front of me at this point. I'm hoping that, I don't know, it's just really hard to imagine that tablet being more powerful than a Wii U, Now, I know that Nintendo hasn't strived on raw graphical power for the past 10 years or something. They've done just fine without it. They don't need to, this doesn't need to be more powerful than the Xbox One and the PS4 combined at all, at least not what I think. But I would like to imagine that it's at least going to be more powerful than the Wii U. We're going to see some leap in graphics, and can you really get that on the single handheld screen thing, One thing that I guess you could do is there, you've got obviously the docking station that, according to Nintendo, just supplies TV out and charges up the tablet device. The tablet device is the Switch, that's where all the innards are. But I guess I would like to imagine that the docking station does have some processing power, because obviously when you do the TV out stuff, it's got to be TV outed, if that's a word, in a much higher resolution, which the tablet itself probably couldn't really handle by itself, So you gotta imagine there's stuff in there. And maybe there'll be some sort of thing where if you're playing it on the handheld, kind of in PC gaming, you've got your low settings, your high settings and all that stuff. Maybe you will legitimately get a lesser looking version when you play it on the handheld, which is fine, even if it was something on the TV it's 60 frames per second and on the handheld it's 30 frames per second, stuff like that, right? I wouldn't mind personally, because you would have a choice. You want to play the better looking version, you've got the option. You can just plug it into the telly and that's it. Okay, and if you don't, maybe you don't want to play the lesser looking version, but provided that it's not too bad, I'm willing to make that sacrifice for the sake of taking it places with me. Maybe it's some sort of Dragon Quest XI, which is coming out for the NX. That's why I'm playing on the 3DS now. I'm playing Dragon Quest VII constantly. I'm bringing it with me everywhere. Maybe I'm sitting down on a train or something. I'm just sitting there grinding, and I would totally dig that. I'm playing Dragon Quest XI on the TV, but maybe I've got a train trip to make. It's going to take a while. I would just take the handheld version, play the lesser looking version on the train, level grind the fuck out of it, and yeah, that was then going to that. That's a very specific example, I understand, but I'm just saying, these scenarios are going off in my head, and I guess that's pretty much what it's exciting about it, isn't it? But yeah, I'm hoping that power-wise, at least on the telly, okay, we'll put it like that, right? At least when you're playing it through the telly, it looks a lot better. When I play Breath of the Wild on the Nintendo Switch, I hope it looks a lot better on that than it does on the Wii U. With that said, I don't think I'll get a Switch day one, unless they announce some really kick-ass launch games, which I doubt they will. It is Nintendo after all. You never know. But either way, I'm a big enough Zelda fan that I'm content to at least try out both versions of Breath of the Wild, so I'll pick up Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. for definite anyway, and all that jazz. But yeah, that's my Nintendo Switch shite, basically. Was there anything else I want to talk about? I can't be arsed. I know a lot of memes have been made about the video itself. Good for it. Yeah, it's basically, yeah, software, Nintendo, right? Give us some fucking software, right? You've showed off the hardware, we're all hyped for it. That's what's next, and apparently you're not going to show us that until next year. You're cutting it close. Obviously, you know what you're doing more than I do, you know. I'm not going to tell you how to run your fucking company, but yeah, like, you aren't going to show off the games until next year, and you're releasing in March. Cutting it close, cutting it really close, but yeah. That's that, guys. We talked about the Switch. Joy. Right. See you after. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.